let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. TWil on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. TWil, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
Welcome, NFL fans. Welcome, Falcon fans. Welcome, Saints and Philly fans. Welcome, fans who love the NFL, period. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Super glad to see you. And hey, it's your host, TWil, and my guy, Jordan Burton. And tonight, we are talking Hall of Fame. We are talking Hall of Fame snubs, Hall of Fame guys who are going to get in. We're talking MVP awards, and of course, we are talking the Super Bowl. And it is myself and my guy, Jordan Burton, who I normally podcast Marvel movies with. But you know what? He's got a whole sports agency unto him. So I shouldn't say sports agency. He's got a whole sports podcast and sports channel dedicated to just him. So, Jordan, how are you, buddy? How's everything going?
I'm doing great. It's Super Bowl week, and I'm gonna be honest. This is the least passionate I felt about a Super Bowl matchup because it's Seahawks and Patriots. It's Sam Darnold versus Drake May. I could honestly care less about these teams, but it's Super Bowl week. We're gonna find out the MVP. We're gonna find out who gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, and we're gonna be crowning a new Super Bowl champion. So I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I have no complaints. Today's been a crazy day, but hey, at the end of it, man, super excited about this Super Bowl. Excited about the Hall of Fame. And, bro, let's get into it. So, to folks who don't know you, Jordan, tell them of your historical acumen and just everything that you're involved in, because you have a whole section, a whole website, a whole way of doing things dedicated to the NFL. So if you don't mind, just tell the fans that don't know you about it.
Yeah, so I run Old Legacy. I've been doing this for 9 years in April. Originally, it was me and my friend. We started a Facebook page. You know, at a young age, I knew a lot about sports, and I knew a lot of the history about sports. I could tell you who won the 1920 NFL championship, even though it was the APFA. It was the Akron Pros who won it. But I had so much knowledge, and I wanted to find other people who also shared that knowledge. And I've run into thousands. I mean, we have close to 100,000 followers across all our platforms. But I've ran into people across the entire world. I've gone to college, and people recommend my own page to me, and they're like, "Yo, follow this," and it's like, "Oh, I run that." It's so fun because I like to educate people on sports. You know, nowadays you go on ESPN, it's all about like getting to political agendas, and it's the same routine over and over again. It's the same exact debates, the Michael Jordan versus LeBron debates every single day. And I there's so much more to sports. There's the stories you miss, there's the history you miss. And I've met so many people. There's different administrators that we have and different team representatives that we have across all different major sports. And we post about everything. We're going to be posting about the Olympics. We're going to be covering every single day the medal counts for all the Olympics. So I can't wait for that. And I find Old Legacy is a place for the fans, by the fans. That's how I always see it. And, you know, doing this, I've met so many people, and I'm glad to have met you doing this.
And likewise, sir, because we've had loads of fun, and we'll continue. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Let's get into the Hall of Fame. Now, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but we'd be remiss if we didn't. And I think you know where I'm going.
Mhm.
It was announced that Belichick would not make it first year into the Hall of Fame. And I know what they said, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts. And then I'll give you mine. 8 Super Bowls, 6 with the Patriots, 2 with the Giants. Bill Parcells never won a Super Bowl without Belichick. Give me your thoughts on this.
You know, when I heard he wasn't getting inducted, I'm not shocked. I guess everybody else in the world is shocked that Belichick's not going in. Same thing with Robert Kraft, and neither of them are going in, which I guess the media is blowing Robert Kraft out of proportion. Robert Kraft has been eligible for a year for the Hall of Fame. So
Okay.
I don't understand why media, hey, Smith's like this blasphemy that he's not getting in, and I'm like, have you been paying attention? Because Robert Kraft's been eligible for years, but now you want him in the narrative. That's cool. No, but Belichick, this is the interesting one. Obviously, Belichick's going to be in the Hall of Fame. We all know that eventually. Whether he's first ballot or not, that was obviously the question. The first thing on my mind when I first heard was, I don't think I can tell you any other first ballot Hall of Fame head coaches. So I did my research. And for me not to know that, that's saying something. So I did my research, and only 3 head coaches outside of the inaugural class have been first ballot Hall of Famers. 3 head coaches. That is Tom Landry, Cowboys legend, Chuck Noll, Steelers legend, and Don Shula, the Miami Dolphins legend. Not even Vince Lombardi was. He was not. Nobody else. Bill Walsh was not. Not John Madden was not. Nobody else was. Just Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Don Shula. That's it. So when it comes to being a first ballot Hall of Famer, I think it's just timing and who else is in the class. From what I've seen out of other voters, it seems like they were more player centric, that a lot of the people weren't voting against Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick necessarily. They were just voting for the senior nominees. That's where we have a lot of issues when it comes to just the whole voting process in general, because it's like you have to vote against people in order to vote for someone else. And that's not right, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think me personally, I don't think there should be a limit on the number of players or contributors for a class. But, I mean, this was a great senior nominee class. Like we have Ken Anderson. I know a lot of people have wanted him in for decades now. I personally have not really been for Ken Anderson being in and not against. So I don't know if he would have gotten my vote. Roger Craig was another senior nominee, one of the greatest receiving backs in NFL history. I believe he should have been in a while ago. There's a lot of running backs who deserve to be in. And L.C. Greenwood, I've thought L.C. Greenwood should have been in the Hall of Fame for years now. I've been campaigning for him to get in for the last 16-ish years.
He was a Steeler, right? He was a
Yes,
Steeler.
yes.
Roger Craig was a 49er, and Ken Anderson was a Bengal, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. But for those of us who don't understand the process, when you say you have to vote against one to vote another in, kind of explain what you mean by that, if you don't mind.
So the rules changed a couple years ago, especially last year. Last year, we only got 4 guys in. Sterling Sharp was one of them. Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, and Eric Allen. So it's weird how the process works, where I don't fully understand it anymore. And I had understood it before. It was like, all right, you need a certain percentage of votes to get in. That's what it was before.
Like baseball.
Yes. You were now you're voting against guys. It's not whether you have a certain percentage. It's more of, okay, all those in favor of this person going in, raise your hand. But if you vote for this person, that means you're not voting for this person. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, if, in my opinion, all of the finalists except for one, I think were among the elite at their position for at least a small amount of time. The one was Eli Manning. Now, in my opinion, Eli Manning should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm very open with who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he ended his career top 10 statistically in every major category. He's got 2 Super Bowl wins. He's got multiple Pro Bowls. Like, he's pretty much got a Hall of Fame resume to himself. He's got postseason success, accolades, stats. That's it. And when you tell the history of the NFL, that's what I think of. When I think about who I'm voting into the Hall of Fame, I think, can I tell the history of each NFL team without talking about that player? You can't talk about the Giants. You can't talk about the NFL without Eli Manning. You just can't. The draft, I mean, in terms of what he did with the Chargers and that whole situation. Then 2 Super Bowls, helping defeat the undefeated Patriots. Yes, that was a team effort. But at the end of the day, Eli Manning was the MVP. Eli Manning helped break away from the tackle to throw to David Tyree.
That throw, oh my God, that throw, that was a total encapsulation of a team effort. Go ahead. I'm not trying to break your train of thought. Go ahead.
No, you're completely right. And in my opinion, one of the most underrated throws and catches in NFL history was the second round with the Patriots. That was the throw to Mario Manning.
Manning, yeah, because he put it. He put it where only he could catch. And he put it outside shoulder where the cornerback had no chance. I mean, it was a perfect throw. It was a perfect throw. But the throw in the 2007 Super Bowl, I remember what I was doing when I saw that. I remember what I'm doing. So I'm sitting on this couch that we're living in Lithonia, I believe. And I'm watching it and I'm talking trash because a couple of guys in my office were Giants fans and I'm giving them grief because I'm like, you guys aren't going to do this. And Eli drops back. There are literally at least 4 or 5 guys that have a shot at getting him down. And he shook off 2 and his offensive lineman actually knocked the other one off. Because the third one got his hand on him and the offensive lineman turned around and knocked him off of Eli. And when he does, Eli just flung it with all of his might. The other side of that is David Tyree in at least a crowd of 3 or 4 defensive backs. Goes up, grabs it, attaches it to the only thing that he can, and he does this because you got cornerbacks that are around that are probably prohibiting him from using his other hand. I don't remember, but he attaches it to his helmet, hangs on for dear life, and makes what I would assume is one of the greatest Super Bowl catches I'd ever seen. And if that doesn't encompass what it is to be a team, I don't know what does. Sorry, I don't mean to monologue, but just a great play. So go ahead, sir. Go from there. Sorry about that.
All good. I mean, this is a great Hall of Fame class. I mean, you look at all of the finalists for the Hall of Fame this year. I mean, we can start with Drew Brees. I mean, Drew Brees is my favorite football player of all time. I would not be I wouldn't say I wouldn't be a fan of football without him. I think that honor goes to Michael Vick. But Drew Brees made me fall in love with the game of football. And I will forever love watching him play. I mean, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. You look at how many times he broke the completion percentage record. He's got a Super Bowl win. He's statistically among the top all time. At one point, he was the all-time leading passer in NFL history. I mean, he's got pretty much he's got a whole Hall of Fame resume. There's no argument there. And now the reason I'm concerned he might not get in this year is because, well, the new rules, people are like stingy. People don't care. All right, let me put this out there. I don't care if you're a first ballot Hall of Famer or not. Terrell Owens made a big deal of it. Everybody's making a big deal of it. Bill Belichick. I'll be the one to say I don't care Because when you go to Canton, not a single one of those busts say first ballot. They all say Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Doesn't matter how many years it took you. Doesn't matter if it took you 1 or 40. You're in the Hall of Fame. That's it. There's no there. Who cares if you're first ballot? Yeah, it would be nice. It would be great. It would be awesome to get in first ballot because then you're gonna wait long, right? But I don't care. I'm just concerned that Drew Brees might not make it. I've been worried about this since last NFL Honors that he wouldn't make it because just it's been a little bit more strict lately. Eli Manning, we already talked about him. In my opinion, he's a Hall of Famer. Should he wait this year?
Give me a second. I want to talk about Drew Brees for a second. Now, as a Falcons fan,
please.
Now, as a Falcons fan, understand I'm saying this under duress. You guys can't see this, but there's a guy who may or may not be holding a gun to my head, so I'm gonna blink, but I'm under duress. But I'm gonna say this: watching a lot of Falcons Saints games, Drew was a competitor. I mean, no doubt about it. Drew was a competitor. And one of the difficult things dealing with him was that pump fake, man. That pump fake, woo! That pump fake was something serious. Because he would pump fake and I would jump from the chair. And it's like, oh, God. Oh, wait, I'm not even in the game. Like his pump fake was so serious, it would move safeties and linebackers out of position. And that's what he wanted. And sometimes you do it 2 or 3 times. You knew it's coming, but you still went for it. The other thing was Drew would deliver the ball to a receiver in stride. So if he hits you at a 7-yard in cut or whatever, or 10-yard in cut, whatever, you got it, but you might have nothing but daylight in front. You didn't have to dive. You didn't have to reach behind. You didn't have to reach over. He hits you in stride. What I mean when I say in stride is he hits you in your natural progression as you're running. So wherever your body was going to take you, that's where it took you, which is why you saw a lot of 7-yard passes, 10-yard, 15-yard passes turn into 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80. That was one thing that, you know, I did not like about him when he played us, was the fact that, man, he was going to deliver that ball. And the other thing is when they would run, 4th down plays and they weren't going to run a play, they were just trying to trick you to get offsides. I hated that because he was so good at it. He was so good at that. But I agree. I think he and Matt Ryan both are first ballot Hall of Famers. That's just me. That's my opinion. But you know, Drew Brees, in my humble opinion, is definitely worthy of the Hall of Fame. I need to wash my mouth out. I said that. All right, next guy. Who we got?
We already touched on Eli Manning, so okay. I'm not gonna reiterate that. That's it for quarterbacks. Then going to our only running back, Frank Gore. Longevity is what defines his whole career. He's statistically top 5 in rushing yards. Since Derrick Henry got up there, I don't know where Frank Gore is now. But Frank Gore is statistically among the greatest running backs of all time. He played so long. He was great for not only the 49ers, but also the Colts. Frank Gore for a very long time was just this reliable running back. Whether you had a great team or a bad team, he was always going to be a reliable running back. He's got the accolades in terms of Pro Bowls, awards. He doesn't necessarily have a Super Bowl, but he's been to a Super Bowl, hasn't won one. But I think it's only a matter of time. He might not get in this time, especially because, let me spoil this for most people. The rumor is Roger Craig got inducted. That's what I heard from 49ers beat writers yesterday. That's the only name I've heard that's more than likely getting inducted. And in my opinion, if Roger Craig's getting inducted, I think we can cancel out Frank Gore. There's no way they're going to induct 2 running backs, never mind 2 49ers running backs, 2 of the same team. They're not going to do that.
Yeah. That's fair. For those of you who don't know who Roger Craig was, let me tell you something. Roger Craig was him in the 80s, okay? He was him. Roger Craig played for a while, but Roger Craig had a quick one step and go, one cut and go. So in a lot of West Coast offenses and outside stretch zones and whatever they run, it's one cut and go. It's no time for dance, just one cut. You get the ball, make your decision where you're going, and you go. And Roger Craig was the best at that. He was a great receiver, not a good receiver, a great receiver out of the backfield. He ran with his shoulders square. He did everything the right way. Excellent running back, just a great player. And I know that he was on some of those 49ers championship teams, and I don't think they'd be there without him. So just my, giving him my respect. These are guys that I've seen. If I didn't see you play, it's nothing I can say about it. But I saw Roger Craig play quite a bit. No, it's a shame it's taken this long. So go ahead, Jordan. Next guy, who you got?
We're gonna jumble all three because they all played the same position, and I doubt multiple of this position goes in. We'll go wide receiver. Larry Fitzgerald, obviously one of the most consistent players in NFL history, regardless of position. Everybody knows that he had more tackles than drops in his career, even though that's a weird statistic, especially because over the course of NFL history, we didn't really track tackles until technically speaking, we don't even track tackles officially. That might be news to some people, but all the tackle stats you see aren't an NFL official stat. Don't shoot the messenger. You can Google that yourself. But yeah, Larry Fitzgerald, his 2008 postseason run is arguably the greatest playoff postseason run by a wide receiver ever, helping the Cardinals get to the Super Bowl. He was dominant with so many different quarterbacks. He had Kurt Warner, he had Carson Palmer. Then he had bad quarterbacks like Matt Leinart, like Kevin Kolb, John Skelton. He still found success. He was still able to get 1,000 yards with some of these guys, some of these bums. And he's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Torrey Holt also. I don't know why it's taken Torrey Holt this long. In my opinion, he should have been in before Isaac Bruce. That's an unpopular opinion, but I think Torrey Holt was better than Isaac Bruce. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Holt's waiting this long and longer than Bruce is insane. But Torrey's got a long career, got the numbers, he's got the Super Bowl postseason success, he's got longevity, he's got everything you want in a Hall of Fame resume, he's got the accolades. And then Reggie Wayne, we all know one of the greatest wide receivers of all time in terms of Colts history. Since 2000, he's one of the best receivers in NFL history. Statistically, one of the greatest receivers. He's got the accolades. He's got a Super Bowl. He's got multiple Super Bowl appearances. And the one thing I would love to point out with Reggie Wayne, people talk about his time with Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, and that he had great quarterbacks to throw to. But go look at that 2011 season when the Colts sucked. Reggie Wayne was carrying that team. Any success that team had was because of Reggie Wayne. Mm-hmm. And I always, when I think about Reggie Wayne, I don't think about him with Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. I think about that one year where I'm like, dang, it didn't matter who was throwing the ball to Reggie Wayne. He was still going to dominate whoever was playing corner. He was still going to go and catch the ball everywhere. I applaud this man's career. He's the definition of a Hall of Famer. All three of these guys, in my opinion, are Hall of Famers.
I agree. Reggie Wayne was him. Reggie Wayne was that dude, and you weren't going to stop him. That was a great Super Bowl, Steelers and Cardinals, 2009. Mm-hmm. It's almost a shame somebody had to lose, but what a great Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's just a shame, man, because they went back and forth, and I think Roethlisberger threw an out in the end zone to Santonio Holmes, and it's like, how the hell did he catch that? Because toe drag swag, baby, just goes down. But Fitzgerald was incredible, and Torrey Holt. Let me tell you something, man. Falcons used to be in the NFC West. Go figure. With the Rams, and I think the Saints were in the NFC West as well, and I forget who the other team was, but maybe even Tampa Bay. I think we all were. That was weird. Yeah,
weird time.
No. It was the Falcons, San Francisco, the Rams, and somebody else I can't think of, but Atlanta was in the NFC West. So we'd play the Rams twice a year. We'd play the 49ers twice a year. And I can't remember who else was in the West with us. Anyway, I remember us getting abused by the greatest show on turf. And let me tell you something. Torrey Holt, you couldn't tell if he was running an out and up, a hitch, a curl, a slant. You couldn't tell. He ran every route the same way. Speedy guy, quick guy, in and out of breaks, just a phenomenal receiver. And just wow, man. Just really loved watching that guy when they weren't playing us. Okay. But just phenomenal. So anyway, let's go on. Who we got next?
I'll group all four of these next guys in. I'll group the offensive lineman and one of the greatest blocking tight ends in NFL history. We'll start with Jason Witten. I mean, in my opinion, Jason Witten's probably top 2 blocking tight end of all time. I mean, I don't think it's really close. He made a career out of being a blocking tight end. He was a good he was a good receiver. Good. It wasn't great. He was a good receiver. But his ability to block, man, it didn't matter who was on that offensive line. It was rough playing the Cowboys. I mean, in terms of just having an edge rusher that could try and beat Jason Witten, there wasn't many. He was basically another tackle out there. So, I mean, he's got all the accolades. He's got statistically towards the top of every list just because he played so long. He wasn't necessarily the most dominant tight end ever, but he was the most you could argue he's the most consistent tight end in NFL history. Okay. Just his ability to block. And then we'll go to Willie Anderson. Willie Anderson's been waiting for a while. I think this might be his last year of eligibility. Former Bengal, one of the greatest tackles of his generation in the 90s and 2000s. I mean, yeah, Willie Anderson, I mean, he's a lot of Bengals beat writers are saying he should have been in a while ago. I'll support that. He's got the accolades in terms of awards to his resume, but doesn't really have that postseason success. So I'm not too sure if he gets in, well, quite frankly, ever. But he was among the elite tackles of his generation. You go to Marshall Yanda. I mean, for a long period of time, Marshall Yanda was the best offensive lineman in pro football. At guard, it didn't matter who you put in the backfield. I mean, I remember Ray Rice was back there, Willis McGahee was back there, Justin Forsett was back there. It just didn't matter who you put back there at running back. He was going to be blocking well for them. And then he goes and blocks for Joe Flacco. He goes and blocks for Lamar for a little bit. But I mean, Marshall Yanda was one of the best offensive linemen in pro football for a long time. And I mean, he should be in. And then Jari Evans, all-decade team guard. I loved watching Jari Evans, one of my favorite guards in NFL history. Also part owner of the Philadelphia Soul Arena Football League team that now is disbanded. But I loved watching Jari Evans. Man, he was the best offensive lineman in Saints history, in my opinion, over Willie Roaf. I will say over Willie Roaf. He just dominated. I knew even when he left the Saints to go to the Packers for that year, he still was just dominating. In my opinion, he could have kept playing another 5 years, but I guess nobody wanted to pay him the money at mid 30-year-old guard. But yeah, I loved watching Jari Evans play. I mean, these are a lot of great blockers in this class.
All right. Well, Lowe would be proud. He calls them big pretties. Lowe doesn't call them big uglies. He calls them big pretties. So he loves the big pretties. All right. What's the next group you got?
All right. We'll just lump all the defensive players in. We got Kevin Williams, defensive tackle. Terrell Suggs, edge rusher, Luke Kuechly, linebacker, and Darren Woodson, safety. So with Kevin Williams, he was the best defensive tackle in football for his entire generation. And I don't think people tend to overlook that. There was a time frame post Warren Sapp, and I'd say pre-Ndamukong Suh, where you really didn't know who the best defensive tackle was in football. It was between Kevin Williams and Vince Wilfork. Those are the two guys every single Sunday. Those are the best defensive tackles in football. Kevin Williams was the best defensive tackle in football alongside Vince Wilfork. And I mean, with the Vikings, he just dominated. You had Pat Williams right next to him. You had Jared Allen on that same defensive line. But you couldn't run against him. You couldn't run against Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams was that big guy in the middle of the defensive line, and he was so fun to watch. T-Sizzle, Terrell Suggs.
T-Sizzle.
Yeah, this guy was a nightmare to play against. Now everybody wants to talk about Ray Lewis. Some people think that this guy's career was made because of Ray Lewis, but I completely disagree. In the same way of like Lance Briggs to Brian Urlacher, I think he made a name for himself regardless of Ray Lewis. T-Sizzle was just a nightmare. It doesn't matter who we were trying to block him with. He was just always going to find a way to get to the quarterback, even towards the end of his career when he was with the Cardinals and Chiefs. I think he won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Like, that's crazy to think about. Then Luke Kuechly, you and I both know. I mean, he's probably the best linebacker that we've seen in this division's history. I mean, he's the best linebacker of this generation. It's funny, when Ray Lewis retired, I'm like, we don't have any sideline to sideline linebackers. We have had, I would say, 2 sideline to sideline linebackers since Ray Lewis retired. It's this man right here, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wags. Bobby Wags.
Luke Kuechly. Watching Luke Kuechly, one of the smartest defensive players I've ever seen, be able to go from like the edge rusher position all the way to safety on the opposite side was so incredible to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's heartbreaking his career just ending because of injuries. That sucks. But man, he was one of the scariest players. I was so glad he retired because I didn't want to play him again. And being honest, scariest defensive player I ever saw in the entire division since I've been a Saints fan. There is nobody else in the division's history that I wanted that I never wanted to play against except for Luke Kuechly. The man scared the crap out of me every single Sunday. And then Darren Woodson, line safety for the Cowboys in the 90s. I mean, people have been talking about trying to get him. He's been a finalist for years. But I mean, hard-hitting safety, one of the best safeties in the 90s. He's definitely been waiting a while. I don't think he necessarily has the stats to get in, but he's got the postseason success. He's got the accolades. So obviously he will always be a finalist for this. But we have 4 defense players this year.
Well, some would argue that Jesse the Hammer Tuggle was one of the most feared linebackers to ever roam the NFC South. So, but I mean, hey, Luke Kuechly was good, but I tell you what, Jesse the Hammer, he was something serious. So, all right, so that's all defensive, folks. Any special teams guys?
We got one. Arguably the greatest kicker in NFL history, Adam Vinatieri. Obviously, he kicked 2 game-winning field goals to win Super Bowls. He also kicked the game-winning kick in the famous tuck rule game in the snow. And I mean, he ended up kicking a field goal, which became the difference maker in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. So you could say that with his kicks ended up winning the Patriots 3 Super Bowls. And then not only his success with the Patriots there, but before that, he also was the kicker for the Patriots when they went to the Super Bowl against the Packers. And after that, when he went to the Colts,
I did not know that. That
was his rookie year. After he was in the World Football League, which he was really good in the World Football League, he went to the Patriots and was the kicker during that Super Bowl, where he ended up kicking off to Desmond Howard, who ended up returning the kickoff for a touchdown. Then what's crazy is statistically Adam Vinatieri is a better kicker with the Colts. To think about everything, like all the most iconic moments in Patriots history is Adam Vinatieri. All the most iconic moments in his careers with the Patriots. but he played longer and is statistically better with the Colts. He went to a Super Bowl with the Colts against the Saints and lost, and lost. I just feel like I need to reiterate that. But he is one of the greatest. He's one of the most clutch players in NFL history, regardless of position. I mean, when I think about clutch, I think about two players: Tom Brady, Adam Vinatieri. That's it. That's the list. There's nobody else. When I hear the word clutch, I think about. You could argue Joe Montana. Obviously, Joe Montana, Joe Cool. But these two, in my opinion, are at the top. People look at Adam Vinatieri's numbers.
Lost. Joe never lost. Just
true, but Tom Brady won more.
Joe never lost. Just saying.
Vinatieri.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a better question. What's a better winning percentage? 4-0 or 7-3? 7 and
how come Montana never got to more?
3.
Tom Brady got more.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, what's better?
Like if Montana could have actually, if Montana went to as many Super Bowls, it's possible he would have lost more. Think about that.
But it's also possible he would have won more. But you know what? He didn't lose. It's like the argument who are like, Jordan and anybody. Jordan's undefeated.
Very different. That's very different because
undefeated in the NBA Finals.
Because it's very different because LeBron also has been to more and he's lost more than he's ever won, versus Brady has been to more and won way more. So like you're doing 4 with Montana versus 7 with Brady and 3 losses versus 6 championships and no losses with Jordan versus LeBron's been won 4 and lost 6. Like he's got a sub 500 record in the finals versus Jordan's undefeated. Brady's got a plus what? He's got 70%. No, he's lost 4. Wait, he's lost 4 or 3? He's lost 3. He's got 70% win percentage, and obviously Montana's got 100% win percentage. So LeBron's lost more than he's ever won, which is why I don't think LeBron should ever be in the debate for the greatest player of all time. I think he should be in debate for the second greatest player of all time, because you will never be the greatest if you've lost more than you've ever won. As B.O.B. said, Ed, I've lost more than I've ever won. So yeah, I needed to throw out a B.O.B. lyric. But I figured you'd appreciate that.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't. Okay.
It's one of my favorite lyrics, because every time I think about LeBron, that's the lyric I think about. It's like, I've lost more than I've ever won. But anyways, getting back to the story of things, Adam Vinatieri, one of the most clutch players in NFL history. He might not have the strongest leg in NFL history. He ended his career the all-time leader in points, and he still is the all-time leader in points. And he may not have been the most accurate kicker either, but he's the definition of someone that when the chips are down, there's no other kicker in NFL history that you want up there going to kick a game-winning field goal than Adam Vinatieri. We don't know how long Adam Vinatieri's longest field goal could have been if there's 1 second on the clock. It's possible this dude would have nailed a 70-yarder. We don't know. But it didn't matter what was happening in the game. If there's a game winner, there's nobody else you want kicking that game-winning field goal than Adam Vinatieri.
You think he gets in?
Well, let's think about who gets in. Let's question who gets in.
Okay.
In my opinion, so there's a max of 5 modern-day finalists that can get in, and 3 senior nominees. I don't think they'll get 8 in because, again, the Hall of Fame's stingy. But in my opinion, I think all 3 senior nominees should get in. because Belichick and Kraft are not in, that tells me all I need to know, that all 3 senior nominees are getting into the Hall of Fame, which that's actually, we didn't even touch on 2 of them. Roger Craig, obviously we talked about him. L.C. Greenwood. Oh, L.C. Greenwood was
Steelers.
I mean, yes, Steelers and the Steel Curtain, defensive end of that, opposite of Dwight White, middle Mean Joe. You had Mean Joe Green, but LC was. I don't think. I think if you take LC off that team, I don't know if they win 4 Super Bowls. I think they're going to win Super Bowls, but I don't know if they win 4. LC was just that guy, in my opinion. He's waited way too long to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And Ken Anderson, he's got the MVP at the end of his career with great stats. He doesn't necessarily have a Super Bowl's postseason success.
He lost to Joe Montana. I think twice.
Just once. As a starter, he lost.
Boomer Esiason and the other one. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But I think all 3 of these guys get in based off the knowledge, the pre-knowledge that we have with Kraft and Belichick not getting. So from that, we have a max of 5 of the guys, the modern guys that will get in. In my opinion, who should go in, I think Breeze should go in. Just non-biased. I mean, we're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. I mean, statistically top 3 quarterback in NFL history. After that, I think Fitzgerald should get in. I think Torrey Holt should get in and have just Fitz wait a year. Again, I don't care about first ballot. Torrey Holt's been waiting way too long. This is it's just annoying at this point. But I think Fitz is the better receiver all time, so I'll go Brees, Fitz. You got I'd like to see Yonda get an offensive lineman in there. I mean, you got 3 right there. And defensively, I think Kuechly needs to get in, and I'm going to go out in Vinatieri. I mean, out of all the defensive players, I think it's hard to argue Kevin Williams over T-Sizzle or Kuechly, and I just don't think Woodson has the stats to back himself up. But I think it really comes down to T-Sizzle and Kuechly. And I think they'll end up going with Kuechly. I think that's more of a popular vote, although I do think it's very close. And then I don't know how. I think if you're in a room, right, with all these guys who are historians, they love the game, the history of the game of football, how are you going to say that you're not voting for Adam Vinatieri? In my opinion, out of all of these players, I think Breeze and Vinatieri are the 2 guys that you're like, why are we not voting for him? Like, Fitzgerald could be in that argument. The difference is you have Torrey Holt and Reggie Wayne, who are also waiting. Like, Breeze's competition is Eli Manning. Eli Manning, it's already been announced, actually, that Eli Manning did not make the Hall of Fame. I should have pointed that earlier. So Eli Manning is not making the Hall of Fame this year. So it's, in my opinion, Breeze and Vinatieri, those are the 2 guys where you're like, all right, these 2 could be, if you were building the all-time greatest team, Breeze could be argued to be a backup to like Brady and Manning. And if you're arguing the all-time kicker, there's Vinatieri and there's everybody else. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, if I'm sitting in the room, I'm going to be like, what do you want out of Vinatieri and Drew Brees to do? Right. You want them to get on their knees and beg? Like, they got everything. The people are going to be like, well, Drew Brees didn't have an MVP. Dog, he had, in 1 year, he broke the passing yardage record and completion percentage record and had over 45 touchdowns and somehow didn't win MVP. Get that through someone's skull. He shouldn't have won it. In fact, when we did our Player of the Years revotes, all the Old Legacy representatives voted Drew Brees the Player of the Year over Aaron Rodgers. So I'm just pointing that out. But yeah, between those 2, Brees and Vinatieri, they need to get in. Now, who do I think they're actually going to vote in? I don't know. They're going to do something stupid. They're going to be like, yeah, we're going to vote Willie Anderson in. We're going to vote Ken Anderson in. Anyone else named Anderson in. Then we're gonna go Darren Woodson, and then that's gonna be the class. It's gonna be they do stupid stuff. I don't like the voters sometimes. Who do you think's getting in?
I'm gonna go Vinatieri. Roger Craig. Eli's not getting in. Breeze. Who's the other quarterback?
That's it. Breeze and Manning.
I think Breeze may get in. Yeah, I think Breeze will get in. I think LC Greenwood will get in. And that's it. I think it'll be four. I think it'll be those four. Well, those four from the active players. Well, no, LC Greenwood is.
LC and Craig are both senior nominees.
Okay, so I think
they're like a separate process.
Yeah, okay. I think they'll both get in. I think Drew Brees will get in. And you said Eli is not getting in?
Eli officially is not getting in. They announced that earlier this week. Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I think it's going to be a while for him. I do.
Yeah, we'll have to. Isn't he on the top 10 or what? Top 12? Where's Eli on passing yards?
He's top 10. He finished his career top 10 in yards and touchdowns. I mean, people want to say, well, he doesn't have the numbers. Well, he played a very long time and he never really got hurt. He got benched later in his career, and that was his only missed start since like 2005.
He's got 2 rings.
Yeah.
And you know, the sad part is, I mean, if he doesn't get in, then what does that bode for Matt Ryan? Because Matt Ryan is 8th all time in passing yards. And if Eli doesn't get in, that's nasty work, man.
In my opinion, you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
I'm not saying whether Matt Ryan is or isn't, but if you want to look at where Ken Anderson is. Ken Anderson finished his career top 10 in every single passing category, has an MVP, went to a Super Bowl and lost. And he's got a lot of awards to his resume. That sounds a lot like Matt Ryan. So and Ken Anderson's been waiting for what, 40 years?
40 years, yeah. Oh my God.
So when it comes to Matt Ryan, that's kind of what you got to look at. I won't say whether he is or isn't, but that's something to look at is Ken Anderson.
Yeah, that's scary, man. That sheesh. Okay. All right. Well, let's shift to the Super Bowl, man. We got 26 minutes. We got Seattle going up against the hated Patriots. I feel like the Mandarin, America. And the Patriots.
America.
I want to see the Patriots win again. Like, oh man. Give me your thoughts on this matchup, man. You know, who's gonna beat who? Who's gonna do what to who? Just give me your thoughts, man, on the entire matchup.
Well, I'll give you a summary. Historically speaking, this is the Patriots' 13th Super Bowl / league championship appearance. Now, people want to say that's their 12th, but if you include they were 0-1 in AFL championships, that's why I say league championships. So they're 6-5 in the Super Bowl overall. They have a 6-6 record overall in league championships. So this is their 13th run. And then the Seahawks are in their 4th Super Bowl. Obviously, they weren't in any other leagues before then. They're 1-2 overall. Their one win is against the Broncos. I mean, yeah. If you want me to tell you it's rigged, yes. The page, they're both wearing a USA 250th anniversary patch on. This team's literally called the New England Patriots. You remember the first Super Bowl that Tom Brady won? What happened before that? I'm not going to tell you historically what happened before that.
I know what happened.
I mean, we know historically what happened. A tragedy happened, and then the Patriots go and win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say that was rigged or anything.
No.
But if the Patriots win this game, I think it's a fishy one.
Mm.
I hate this matchup. In my opinion, this is the least I've been looking forward to a Super Bowl that I've ever watched. I'll go down the line. The first Super Bowl I watched was Cardinals Steelers. Incredible. We're talking about a team who didn't ever win it, had never even been to a Super Bowl, versus a team who could get their record-setting sixth Super Bowl. Between Ben Roethlisberger, who's probably going to the Hall of Fame, and Kurt Warner, who's going to the Hall of Fame. Next one, you got Giants Patriots 2.0. It speaks for itself. Then you got Ravens 49ers, the Harbaugh Bowl. I mean, there's so many other storylines with that, with Patrick Willis versus Ray Lewis.
Yep.
Then after that, you got Broncos Patriots, the number one defense versus the number one offense of all time. After that, you got Patriots Seahawks, again, speaks for itself. After that, you got Broncos Patriots, or Broncos Panthers, MVP Cam Newton versus Peyton Manning's last ride. Then you got Falcons Patriots. I mean, again, MVP versus a dynasty. Falcons had never won a Super Bowl,
let's move on. Let's.
Are you sure? I mean, the Patriots just posted something this morning about it.
Let me mute his mic. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. It's okay. I'll go to the next one. I will go to the very, very next one.
Oh wow!
I'll go to the very next one. We're talking about the Eagles, who had never won a Super Bowl, versus a dynasty.
You didn't do that.
The greatest quarterback of all time, and he put up 500 yards, the most passing yards in a single game, and he lost to Nicholas Foles.
Oh my God, you are
to
hilarious.
a backup.
You know what?
Then,
well done. Yes. I'll give you that. Well done.
The next one, we got Rams Patriots. Again, Patriots dynasty. Rams. Sean McVay was arguably the best coach in football. We're talking about one of the best offenses, one of the best new style offenses in recent memory, going up against one another. After that, you had Chiefs 49ers. Again, 49ers had a chance for their sixth Super Bowl. And you're talking about Patrick Mahomes coming off his MVP season and losing and coming back. I mean, we're talking about a new regime, the first of a dynasty. After that, we got Bucks Chiefs. Brady's on a new team, and we're talking about the new age of the Chiefs. Two clash of titans, in my opinion. That and the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl were two of the best lead ups to the game itself. Okay. Just the idea of Mahomes and the passing of the torch versus Tom Brady on a brand new team. We're how can this guy do it? And he did it. He's got more Super Bowls than every other franchise in NFL history.
Gotcha.
Then you go to Eagles Chiefs. We're talking about Jalen Hurts having a big year. The Eagles, a brand new offense, this explosive offense versus the Chiefs, again, trying to be one of the great. I missed one. Rams Bengals, which kind of feels like this. The difference is we knew Stafford was Matt Stafford had always been on this lower pedestal because he was on the Lions. Then he goes to a new team and he's revitalized. And we're talking about Cooper Kupp, who was the Triple Crown, versus the Bengals, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase. The LSU dynamic duo over on the Bengals, and Aaron Donald gets his first ring. That, again, storylines. Chiefs, Eagles. I just said that with the Eagles, but the Chiefs also trying to be this next big team, this almost dynasty. Chiefs 49ers, again, repeat of a few years ago. Chiefs end up becoming a dynasty. Then last year, we get Eagles Chiefs again, and this time it goes the other way. We talk storylines heading into that. Saquon is the all-time leader in a single season for rushing yards. And then we get into this Super Bowl. You want me to be honest with you? What the heck storyline are we talking about in this Super Bowl? All right, Drake May could win MVP tonight. He could win MVP. Let's say he wins MVP. Let's just say. and while we're here, in my opinion, I think Stafford was the better quarterback this year than Drake May, very clearly. But if you want to go what the award literally is, the most valuable player, I think Drake May was more valuable to the Patriots, way more valuable to the Patriots than Matt Stafford. I don't even think Matt Stafford was the top 5 most valuable quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
This year. I think without Stafford, the Rams can still find a way to make the playoffs. But without Drake May, I don't know if the Patriots make the playoffs. So let's say hypothetically Drake May wins MVP. I don't know who's going to win MVP tonight, if I'm being honest. All right, then you got the MVP quarterback going against the Seahawks, one of the best defenses. They don't have the best defense in the league in any specific category, but they are like top 5 to 10. You got a revitalized Sam Darnold, I guess. I mean, JSN's had a great season. By the end of the Super Bowl, it's possible JSN has the second most receiving yards in an entire season. And he could be the 3rd wide receiver to hit 2,000 yards in a season, including playoffs. The only other one is his teammate, Cooper Kupp, who had like 2,400 yards in a single season. The next closest is Puka Nacua this year, who had like 2,000. He just broke 2,000.
Puka is that dude, man.
Oh, yeah.
Puka is him. Puka is him.
But if I'm being honest, from a logical standpoint, I don't know how this game is close. The Seahawks have such a dominant defense. The Patriots have a good defense. It's not a bad defense. It's a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks just have a much more dominant defense.
They suffer. They're like a boa constrictor.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets you, they're gonna choke the light. They're gonna sit there and just hold you.
Yes.
And then when you move, a little tighter. And then when you move, a little tighter. And then when you move, a little tighter. And then when you make a mistake and throw an interception, 2 times, a little tighter. And then you make another one because now you're down and now you're looking at the time. And then 3 times tighter. And then it just becomes a point to where you don't know which way is up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen them do this to teams. Like they just, you come out in the first half, it's even. And the other thing about the Seahawks is their second half adjustments are second to none. So whatever worked in the first half, I can just about guarantee you won't work in the second half. Unless they're playing like the Rams and or 49ers or somebody who knows them really well and knows their tendencies. But if and this, like I think Seattle's going to win this by double digits.
I agree. I mean, when you look at we'll look at both sides. Like if the Seahawks are playing the Patriots offense, I feel comfortable like saying that like Stephon Diggs could get shut down, Kayshon Boutte could get shut down. I don't know how the heck Hunter Henry's going to do anything. Like whether you got a linebacker like Ernest Jones on him, you got a nickelback like a Nick Amanwari. I know he's hurt, but I've been told it sounds like he's going to be fine. Like it doesn't matter who you play on Hunter Henry. He's going to have a tough time. Right. And running the ball, I mean, Seahawks have one of the best run defenses in the whole league. They're literally number 3 in rushing yards and 2 in rushing touchdowns. They're a top 3 rushing team in defense. I don't know how Henderson or Stevenson are going to do anything. It's going to come down to, can Drake May take it to like that next level? And he hasn't faced a team like this year. He has not. And last week was the first time he played like an actual great defense, but he didn't need to do that much because the offense on the other side wasn't doing much. So and that game was a mess. I thought the Panthers run to the Super Bowl in 2015 was the easiest run I ever saw. And it had nothing to do with like the Panthers. The Panthers weren't a bad team. In my opinion, that Panthers team was one of the best teams I've seen in a single season. But
you know who the one loss was to in the regular season?
I do remember that. I remember that really well. And I'm glad that happened. But that was the Panthers were a dominant team. This Patriots team has had that easy run in the playoffs, but they just aren't dominant. And so Drake May needs to take it to another level against this defense. He needs to look like Tom Brady against the Legion of Boom. That's what he needs to look like. And then we'll go on the flip side. We'll look at just the Seahawks offense versus the Patriots defense. I mean, JSN versus Christian Gonzalez, that's the get your popcorn ready type of matchup for this game. I don't know who's going to win that matchup, but I will say this. They might have Marcus Jones on Cooper Kupp. I don't even know who they're going to have on Cooper Kupp. I mean, could be Marcus Jones. No, it'll be Carlton Davis. I don't know what I'm thinking. Carlton Davis is going to be on Cooper Kupp. I think Carlton Davis is going to have a fine time against Cooper Kupp. But I've seen this before. When Carlton Davis was on the Bucks and it was Rams-Bucks, Cooper Kupp dominated Carlton Davis. So don't be shocked if Cooper Kupp comes out just looking like it's 2021 all over again. I mean, the Seahawks don't really utilize their tight ends all that much with A.J. Barner, so it's not too much to worry about. Rashid Shaheed has come on strong. In fact, my pick for Super Bowl MVP is going to be Rashid Shaheed.
Really?
I think he returns a kickoff for a touchdown, and I think he gets a receiving touchdown somewhere in there. And that's all you're going to need for him to win MVP. That's all you need. Okay. That's my bold prediction for Super Bowl MVP. And I mean, you're gonna have Marcus Jones on Rashid Shaheed. That's also gonna be a fantastic matchup. That's gonna be a great matchup in general. The area where it's like this could be the difference between this being a close game or a 20-point game is Kenneth Walker and the Seahawks running the ball. Can the Patriots just stop them or not? Can they hold Kenneth Walker back from and Kenneth Walker's not this great running back or anything. I mean, he's been doing really good since Charbonnet was hurt. But otherwise, like, you need to stop Kenneth Walker. And Sam Darnold just needs to not turn the ball over. If Sam Darnold starts turning the ball over, then it's like the Patriots are going to be in this game. So, and then coaching wise, I love both coaching staffs. I think Vrabel has done such a fine job. This is the best year for Coach of the Year candidates that I've ever seen. Like, you could vote Liam Cohen, you could vote Mike McDonald, you could vote Mike Vrabel. You could vote Ben Johnson. I know Kyle Shanahan's on there, but that's the only guy I wouldn't vote for. He just doesn't. I'm like, dude, you're in a whole different place compared to these four. These four did a fantastic job. It sucks that only one of them has to win Coach of the Year, but just an absolutely phenomenal coaching staff on both sides of the ball. I love Clint Kubiak as the offense coordinator of the Seahawks. I think he does so great with putting Sam Darnold in situations to thrive, because that's what you need to do. I remember doing live streams with you last offseason, and I said I loved Clint Kubiak. I didn't want him to go. I wanted to promote him to head coach. But not a single person mentioned anything about Clint Kubiak. Then this offseason comes in, and everybody's like, oh, I want Clint Kubiak. I want Clint Kubiak. Yeah, I wanted him last year. Nobody else wanted him. Whatever. But
are you talking to your Saints fans? Are you talking to them? Remember, you're okay. Right.
Yeah, I wanted even the Eagles wanted him as offensive coordinator after Kellen Moore left. I'm like, yeah, go get him. He's amazing. He should have been a head coach last year. But obviously that there was a derailment of the season with Derek Carr. So, like, I get it. But I mean, even before then, when the Saints were on that run where they won like 4 straight games in a row, and Derek Carr was an MVP candidate, and Alvin Kamara was amazing. Guess what? Clint Kubiak was awesome. I've been a Clint Kubiak fan since day one.
So you miss him, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I do. I didn't want Kellen Moore. I didn't want Kellen Moore on the Eagles.
You're at home with the picture like the Wolverine meme, and you're like, Clint, come back,
Yeah.
Clint. Is that you?
Yes.
Well, you know what? At least you can admit it. I can appreciate that.
I mean, it was pretty obvious how that Clint Kubiak could thrive so well with just good players. And it's no surprise. I mean, you got JSN, who's one of the best route runners in the NFL. Now, I mean, he's coming into his own as one of the elite wide receivers in the NFL. You have an aging veteran in Cooper Kupp that's still able to make moves. Rashid Shaheed and Clint Kubiak go back to New Orleans. I mean, Rashid Shaheed, when those two were together, it was like it was watching Deshaun Jackson and Andy Reid all over again. It was fantastic. And that's exactly what it looks like. Rashid Shaheed just looks like he found a new home, and I'm happy for Rashid Shaheed. I didn't want him to go either, but I knew that moves needed to be made. So, but yeah, the coaching staffs on both these teams. Now, I'm not a huge fan of what the heck is his name? The offense, Josh McDaniels. Actually, he just won AP Assistant Coach of the Year before the NFL honors started. It's kind of shocking. I don't think I would have. I think there's a lot of other offensive coordinators I would have probably picked, but whatever. I don't think McDaniel's offense works. That's just my own opinion. Not in today's NFL. If 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, yeah, but not today. But yeah, both coaching staffs are great. It's the difference makers on both sides are going to be, can the Patriots force Sam Darnold to turn over the ball, and can Drake May just can he take his game to another level? I trust Drake May could do that. I believe in Drake May to do that. But here's the thing. I don't think it happens. I think one of two things happens. Either the Seahawks could dominate the Patriots, and it could be like, I mean, it's due time. I mean, last year was a blowout, and we might have another blowout this year. I wouldn't be shocked if the Seahawks won like 42-17. But if the Patriots somehow win, I see it being like a low scoring game, like a 14-10, 17-14 type of game. But I just don't think, I think the Seahawks defense is so dominant that I don't think the Patriots offense is going to be ready for what is about to come. And so I'm going to say the Seahawks end up winning the Super Bowl.
All right, give me a score.
I think the Seahawks come out rolling quickly, and I think it's going to be a rough one. I think the Patriots try to be a little resilient later on in the game, but I don't think it's going to be enough time. I'm going to say 33-17 Seahawks.
That's pretty good. I'm going to say 35-10 Seahawks. I think this is going to be an old-fashioned 80s Super Bowl. Now, you don't remember those because you weren't here. But, buddy, when I tell you there were some blowouts, sir. And I think this is going to be a good old-fashioned blowout. I think it's going to be a blowout like I got an afro 10 feet. It's going to be a blowout, man. Anyway. Well, hey, bro, you mentioned you had to be up out of here by a certain time. It is that time. As always, Jordan, always enjoy podcasting with you. For those of you who don't know, Jordan and I podcast every Saturday. We are doing the Marvel MCU universe. And this week we are on, get ready to be upset, Jordan, Amazing Spider-Man 2, which Jordan hates, absolutely hates, can't stand.
No!
But wait a minute, there's redemption.
There's more.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which Jordan and I love 100%. So check in for that at For My ATL Movies 1. My friend, tell these folks where they can see you, and then I know you got to roll. Go right ahead.
You can find me at Ultagacy, ULTGACY. Like I said, we cover all things sports. We're going to be covering the Olympics, and we're going to be covering the Super Bowl. NBA trade deadline's now over. And we're going to be in the heat of things now. I mean, NFL season's going to be over. MLB is going to be starting soon. It's going to be fun. And then when it comes to like movie reviews and stuff, obviously you can watch us every week. We're going to be covering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We might be getting into Star Wars soon.
Yeah.
And you can find
all
me
nerd
at
stuff because we're nerds. If you didn't know, we're nerds. There, I said it.
Nerds Rule the World.
We rule the world. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Nerds rule the world. But yeah, you can find me on Letterboxd. I cover all of every single list that you see. I have it already on my Letterboxd account. Any movies that I end up watching or shows that I end up watching, I'll end up going on there. I just finished reviewing What If, all seasons 1, 2, and 3, and Eyes of Wakanda. So I'm completely caught up on all things connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now I'm going and watching like the Incredible Hulk series. I have the whole collection, in fact, right here that I'm going to be watching right here. Yes, I'm a nerd and I collect DVDs. I also have VHS tapes. So what?
Nothing wrong with that. But that's the old series with Bruce Banner, where every time that was a sad dude, man. Every time he turns to the Hulk and then his clothes are all tattered and torn, and he's walking into the sunset and you hear that music. Dun, 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 dun. It just made you want to slit your wrist. That one. That's the one you're watching. Got it. Okay. Just saying, might want to take in some sunshine before you watch a couple of those shows. Because there's one where he meets this lady and loves her, falls in love, and married her, and she dies. Okay?
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Spoiler alert for a 40 or 50-year-old show.
Bro, I was 8 and it traumatized me. Okay? I did not like that episode. I'm just saying. So you might want to. Okay, I'm just saying. It's a little sad. A little sad. Okay.
But last thing, I mean, yeah, you can find all my reviews that I do are on my Letterboxd, but then you can follow me on Instagram. I'll like post whenever I'm going to see a movie or whatnot. I think I have not seen a movie since December, mainly because January is statistically the worst month for movies. It's the worst month at the box office. But I'm very curious to see this movie called Whistle, which is about a Aztec death whistle. That's all you need to know. It features the same girl who plays Laura in Logan. So I'm very curious to see X-23 in this movie. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when I'm going to see that, but that's probably the next movie I'll see in theaters.
Well, brother, that is awesome. As always, man, love doing shows with you. Guys, you don't know Jordan's my brother from another. We're just separated by 30 years, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Okay. It's okay. Anyway, Jordan, hey, man, have a good week. Well, damn, I'm going to see you Saturday anyway. So enjoy tonight. I hope whoever you want to win will win the Hall of Fame. And looking forward to Saturday on both ends because it's going to be funny to see you rage out. Because if you want to see Jordan go on a rant,
you want to see me get angry. You want to see, and there's some people that have never seen me angry.
Yeah,
and
we don't want to make you angry.
I'm probably going to get super angry Saturday.
Are you gonna rage out, turn green?
I might. Yeah, I might go purple. Like I might lose consciousness. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, we don't want that, brother. We don't.
There's gonna be veins popping out of my head. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, hey, brother, enjoy your night. I'll see you Saturday. And hey, to those of you who joined us in the chat, thank you guys. You guys could have been anywhere in the world. You decided to join us. We love and appreciate you for that. We love talking NFL, football, sports with you, movies with you, Falcons with you, whatever. Had to throw the Falcons in there, Jordan. And hey, man, you guys come back. So tomorrow morning, I believe myself, Jack, and Carrie will be doing for my excuse me. Oh, my God. Whoop, wrong channel. One Time for the Fan tomorrow, 9-ish. You know how Jack is. We'll see you then. Thank God for waking me up. Thank you, brother Eric Parker. Thank you, Jack Spade, giving me my start in this business. You guys have an amazing day. Good night, everybody. Go Falcons.
ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it.
Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty was swung. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just heart on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall for the A. You can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you fight for the city.